We're gonna check out Rogue Lords as the first game today. And you can see the playlist here. It's long. I'm not sure if I can get through it today. We start with Rogue Lords, which seems to be a pretty interesting take on the cards and battles and whatnots, with a twist, you know. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so that works out. Oh, you haven't looked at any of them? Nice. There are so many games on there. I mean, some of the demos are being showcased hard by Steam. I'm not sure if that's just the random algorithm stuff going on or if it's something else. Anyway. Oh yeah, I'm trying a closed captioning or captions for the stream to be available for those who need or want those. If you don't mind, you could test that. There should be a little button, closed captioning, CC, on the bottom of your browser video window, and then you can see the text version of what I'm saying. I just installed that today, and I think it is worth having if it works good enough. But I think it does. It did completely bork out when I set it to UK. So I set it to US English again, and yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing program. I saw it on Kilgore Trout's stream. Some words, obviously, like Kilgore Trout, it will probably not... oh, look at that. Not show very precise, but it does its job very well. And it's a no-effort thing for you guys because you don't need to deactivate it. There are many plugins that are active by default, and that's... I don't know, it's irritating some people, I don't know why, I don't think it's a big problem, but clicking once per stream could be too much to ask. So I found one that is also more precise and is available for those who want it. And yeah, I hope it works well for those who use it. And I should... maybe add it to the title. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I think it's a universal abbreviation, CC, closed captioning, but maybe in these types of brackets, like so. Most people who know that it exists and who need it will probably know about it and know where to look, but I'm gonna just put it there. Anyway, so Rogue Lords is the first game we're going to check out today. The playlist is long, but I want to see most of these games very much. So I'm going to try to not spend a whole hour on every game. Yeah, let's have a look. Rogue Lords. Basic settings, lots of audio settings. I'm a big fan, as you know. Let's get some more of that music. Okay.
Many moons ago, mortals rose up against me and chased me down. They were led by demon hunters, wretched beings incapable of seeing the beauty of a corrupted world. My creatures and demons gave everything they had in the fight, but it was not enough. I was forced to leave the world of the living. Weakened, I returned to hell to survive. For years, I consumed fresh souls to regain my power, but their numbers are fast diminishing. I cannot wait anymore. I must reclaim my rightful place. It is time to gather my forces once more. Those who signed a pact with me will do as I order. They will spread terror and corruption in my name. The time has come for my revenge.
Hey Tuga, welcome. This is actually an OBS plugin, so it's not using up a Twitch extension or a panel slot. It's really nice. I saw it earlier today on Kilgotrout's stream and I tried it and it works. It's really neat. And also welcome. Let's have a look at this game. Welcome to your fortress. From here you can launch adventures from the map of the new world. You can read about your servants in the chart of disciples. You can follow your progress on the altar of conquests. Family portrait.
I don't have many disciples left to send to the surface. My influence is a mere shadow of what it was before. I must assemble my followers.
Here you will find everything you need to know about the disciples with whom you have sealed pacts, including combat characteristics, social characteristics, skills and relics. Only unlocked disciples will be shown and can be selected for your adventures.
I don't have many disciples left to send to the surface.
Dracula with the mustachio. Look at it. Nice. Okay, there's a biography for those who don't know who that guy is. Combat skills. Yeah. I can. If you're interested, I can link you the thing after the first minutes in the game. I just want to get into the starting position here, so we can have a look at it. But then I can link it to you if you want. It's a super powerful tool. You can even use it to create subtitles for games that don't have subtitles. I can't do that while I'm streaming, but I can do it on my own. I can, for example, put it into a text file and things like that. Hey Roma, welcome. How is it going? Good afternoon indeed. Good to have you with us. We are checking out Rogue Lords, where one of the playable characters is Dracula, and he comes with different skills. Bleeding Heart, which can be evolved. Bloodlust. Fury Fang. Things like that. Pretty cool. And dramatic music is included. Dracula's social skills include scaring, occultism, temptation, stealth, and ruse. Ah, that's cool. Okay. Click on the map. This map depicts the new world. The demon hunters put an end to your reign in this region 10 years ago. It's here that you'll choose missions for your disciples in their quest to avenge you. Me being the Dark Lord, right? Oh yeah, I can put it there. That's a good idea, Tuga. I can share it with the team, obviously. That's a good idea. I honestly forgot that you are on the team, sorry. No offense meant. I did remember your nickname, but I couldn't place it on the team for some reason. But I'll put it on the team Discord. That's a cool idea. Perfect. There might be more people interested in that. Roma, you're doing good considering the circumstances. It's quite hot. Yeah, it's hot. Today we have only 28 degrees outside in the shade, but it's warm. It's very warm. We had 32, 33, 34 degrees over the last 2 days, and the flat is very warm still. I had like 30 degrees in the bedroom. That was not good. I considered sleeping in the shower. Yeah. It's 30 right now. Oh man. Yeah, it's hard. That's true, Tuga. We are a big one as far as teams go. But I'll make a mental note and put it on the Discord. So, the overall difficulty. The further you progress in the game, the stronger your adversaries become, and the overall difficulty of the game increases. For the moment, your adversaries are weak, so take advantage of it and hit hard. Click here to begin your first mission.
Many years ago, I was banished from the terrestrial plane by Van Helsing and his demon hunters. Since then, I have reigned over hell while awaiting the hour of my return. But things are changing. The souls of the deceased no longer descend into hell. Have humans become more virtuous? Or is there a new force conspiring to usurp my power? I recall into service my disciples, powerful beings who once made a pact with me. They can move freely in this region called the New World, where I was undone by Van Helsing. They will find him and exact my revenge upon him.
Oh, this is lovely cheesy. I love it. Enjoy the lurk, Roma. Absolutely. Enjoy the lurk. We've got the Headless Horseman, Dracula, and a random disciple, or Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, of course. Don't say it 3 times. UK weather sucks as well. Monday, Tuesday, sunny and hot. Wednesday onward, rain. Now you can't get used to it like that. No. Come Wednesday, we're supposed to have 19 degrees as opposed to, 28 plus today. So weird. So trailer guy's reading all the stuff. That's cool. I mean, he's not the original trailer guy, but he's doing a good job. Inner world. You control a group of disciples and choose one to represent the group. You navigate from zone to zone by choosing your route on the map. You have to complete the main activity in the zone before you can move on to the next. Okay. Move close to the main activity to launch it. A book chapter in Redwich. Oh, neat. It has
Through
pages.
the renewed link with my disciples, I become aware of the situation in the New World. The demon hunters have increased their hold on the population. They are everywhere, on the roads, in the villages, patrolling and imposing a summary justice.
I see what you did there.
Through the renewed link with my disciples, I become aware of the situation in the...
Oh, it restarts if I click on this. Okay, fair enough. So the style is awesome. I agree absolutely. And the reading is adding to its awesomeness. Yeah, let's have a look at chapter 1. Click on the map to consult it. The choice of words, right? Look at it. No, we consult the map. The book map shows the zones and paths for 2 chapters. It also shows the special effects that might affect certain zones during gameplay. The first zone in each book is always a combat. And branches off later on. Okay. Combat, Styx Fountain, event, the Grim Reaper. The compass. In a world where the compass is in the lower left corner of the map. I wish I had Trailer Guy voice. I could do it, every time to annoy you guys until you go mad. I click with the left mouse button to move. I can hold it down even with the Headless Horseman. This is cool. Choose your combat tactics and eliminate your enemies to earn skills, reap souls, and impart terror. So we need our social skills. Is that it? Diabolic Essence. Diabolical Essence is your main resource. If you run out, you lose. Essence can be lost during combat or used to boost your influence over the world of mortals. Souls can be won during combats or events. They can be traded to the Grim Reaper to obtain skills. Up there. To increase the rarity of skills you already have or obtain relics. As you accumulate events and combats, the terror you inspire grows. They should have a little bat symbol above this. Each increase produces a terror effect on the zones on a subsequent night and gives you advantages. For every 4 increases, you move up a notch. Notch, until you can permanently improve your chance to obtain higher rarity relics. And then you receive 1. Okay. First combat. We've got 40 souls, 50 diabolical essence, and the terror level is currently 1. Wicked level skills. Nice. Yeah, so far I like this. Consulting maps looks weird in writing, but often hear it said. Alright, okay. I don't think so. But it's a good pointer. Let's have a look. The team logo could go to the other side. Yeah, it disappears. It's pulsing. You know, every other second it disappears.
Who gave me such lazy disciples?
An idle message. I like those. The terror level here, right? Yeah, is 1. We'll see the change. Let's launch the combat. Choose your approach. It will determine which rewards you receive at the end. Oh, neat. Set up an ambush. Souls are for everything, but terror is awesome. That's, you know. No? Okay, I can't. I want it. Set up an ambush. Alright.
I heard you. You called me 3 times.
See? At the beginning of each turn, your enemies announce the actions they are going to launch. You have 5 action points to share among your disciples in order to thwart their attack. Yeah, this vocabulary fits the whole style completely. Thwart. Thou must. Forsooth. Once you finished your enemy's play, they're announced. Once you finished, your enemies play their announced actions. Then a new turn begins with your enemy's announcement of their intentions. Mayhaps I should announce my intentions. The music is cool, but it's a bit too loud. Okay, that's better. So, resume. Select Bloody Mary to choose a skill for her to launch. She also commented. They all have a little icon on the bottom, right? Their main icon. Stabby! It's her special skill. So she's got stabbing. Two of those. Mirror Blade. Twist of Fate. And an empty hand. That's her maximum number of cards on the hand. So she could have one more. Okay. Anyway. Stab. 7 to 12 health points. The skill can only target the adversary with the least health. And it costs us 2 of these dudes here, action points, that we share among the team, right? The Marauder. Stab. Nice. All combatants have 2 gauges of health, 1 physical, 1 spiritual. Right? Inflicting physical damage reduces the number of health, while inflicting spiritual damage reduces... Yeah, okay. To defeat it... Maybe it needs pointing out twice to sink in. To defeat an enemy, you must reduce their health points or spiritual points to 0 and then inflict the same type of damage one last time to finish them off. Aha! So as a finishing move, you can use cheap, low damage things, if possible. It's good to remember that. That is unusual, to reduce to 0 and then one more time. That is an unusual thing. Select Dracula. The Bleeding Heart. Inflict more health damage. Survival Instinct. If Dracula is vulnerable, the effects of this skill are repeated a second time. Aha! Gets a buff when he's debuffed. Takes damage. When you use this skill, you deplete its charge. It can't be used again until it has been recharged. Each disciple possesses a recharge action that replenishes all their skills. Recharge actions vary from one disciple to another. For example, some have bonus effects that change their cost. Okay, cool. Rallying. Alright.
makes me strong.
I thought they were cards, but it's skills with uses and replenishment options. Okay. When you have no more action points to play in your turn, yes. So he announced 10 damage and he also announced his target, right? That's what I was wondering. He will do 10 damage flat to Dracula. Now we can do bleeding now again. 0. Now he's vulnerable. Oh! So vulnerable means when you are at 0 health or spiritual points. Death Strike. The disciples are also subject to vulnerability and can use it as a resource. But they do not die when they receive a death blow. Instead, you consume diabolic essence to keep them alive so they can complete their mission. Ah! Okay. Here. Okay, and the current playthrough is called A Book, which is very on point with the setting. Yeah, okay, cool. And...
Oh.
Now you see what happens to those who resist me. With that, the humans will finally submit to my yoke.
Each type of activity has its own set of specifications. At the end of each combat, you receive a reward, depending on your choice at the time of approach. Yes, we were forced to pick ambush. You will regularly have a choice of 3 elements during reward phases. Choose one. I could take souls instead. When you obtain a skill for the 3rd time, the 3 fuse together to form a skill with the next level of rarity. Ah. Okay. Damage reduction. It's rare. Place it in an open skill slot. Now we have 2 of those. Okay, the sound effects need to go down a bit. Right. Now we walk. We run. To the next zone, which is a Styx fountain. And then it closes behind us. And we are in the next zone where we encounter extra activities. Some zones have an extra activity, is optional, and can be carried out before or after the main activity. Ravenfall. Cool. Launch. Choose more skills. Okay. Fair enough.
Heads will roll tonight.
An Inquisitor. A Martyr. And the Priestess. There are several ways to reduce inflicted damage with skills that immediately diminish, with statuses that protect. Okay. Mary has...
What game are we playing?
Mary is bloodthirsty, which translates to physical skills that can only target the weakest adversaries. Mary also possesses a mirror that she places in front of the enemy of her choice when she recharges. Once her mirror is in place, all the skills she plays are reproduced on the mirror's target. Nice. That's happening when she recharges her skills. Oh, what a waste. I wouldn't recharge a skill now. Yeah, and select the
Who shall die tonight?
heavy attack. So that she places the mirror there. And then we reduce the impending attack by 2. Still a tad loud. Give me a sec. Ear piercing even. Okay. Select stabbing. Select stabbing the Inquisitor. Wow. I did 12 damage. No, I did not. I did 7 twice. Yeah. Okay, cool. Powerful. Ow. Poor Dracula. Down to 8. Okay, the Inquisitor needs to die. The Headless Horseman is a battle-hardened soldier who can take blows and dish them out. He gets reductions in damage and provocation status that allow him to redirect attacks to himself. When he suffers damage, his bitterness increases. As at its maximum, his bitterness enables him to launch extremely potent skills. Select the Horseman.
Who should I kill?
Who should I kill? En garde. Provoke.
On guard!
Certain effects allow you to apply status to a character. These can have a number of charges or a duration in turns. If they have charges, they lose 1 charge each time they are triggered. If they have a duration, they can be launched several times for as long as they are active. There are 6 different status types: enhancement, protection, cure, maneuver, control, and weakness. That's a lot. A character can hold only 1 status of each type. You can have only 1 enhancement, you can only be controlled by 1 thing. Okay, makes sense. If another status of the same type is applied, it replaces the old one. If it is the same one, its duration or number of charges increases. Ah, that's interesting though. Hey Narco, welcome. My lord, he says. I'm not a lord. I'm just playing a lord. Slash. Applies bleeding also. That's not what I would have done, but anyway.
You lack discipline.
Bleeding will kill the enemy. So the next time he takes physical damage, in this case bleeding, he will die because he's vulnerable. Okay. Right. End your turn. But when does he bleed? No. Okay. I would have guessed that the bleeding happens before. Ow! Oh no! Dracula is a leader of men and was once a bloodthirsty warrior. He has earned his longevity by being extremely cautious in potentially deadly situations. This experience has given him a number of skills that benefit his whole team, but when he becomes vulnerable, the warrior reawakens and some of his skills become devastating. Yeah. And he has got its own animation for it. Oh. Bloodlust. Apply vampirism. And apply sharpening. Wow, okay. We've got 3 more action points. Let's call on our secret weapon. And this is where the game puts in something even more outstanding than the rest.
It's high time I interfered.
Devil mode. The devil isn't held back by the same rules as mortals. He can cheat the interface. This allows him to modify the health point and spiritual point gauges, recharge skills, move statuses around. The only limit to his power is their cost in diabolic essence, which is your shared cost for how much damage you can take or how many KOs you can suffer before you lose the playthrough or end the playthrough, right? That's shared with your most powerful tool. One of your devil powers allows you to move statuses between combatants. To do so, grab one of the combatant's statuses under its health or spirit gauge and drag it under the gauges of the combatant you want to give it to. Move the Martyr's status, which is a protection, to Dracula. That's ingenious. Hey T-Bang, welcome. Lord Nemo, yeah. Okay, you can just drag and drop it. It works nicely. You also get the modification displayed. For 5 devil points, we'll take from him the Aegis and move it to Dracula. Proof. Oh, slide the health bar to 0. Should I?
The devil is in the details.
Just like that. Okay, yeah. That's just smart. I have no idea if this is balanced or if it works out in the long run or whatever, but I think that is such a cool idea to bring to a genre that has so many games. And it's you know, it's tongue-in-cheek. Darkness is much better than we are a very dark, grimdark game. Oh god, look at all the cut off legs we have presented here. I think this has much more going for it. Because it's much easier to to go overboard with the grimdark. So the style they chose, combined with a very smart add-on, is at least potentially awesome.
The dice were loaded from the start.
Yeah, we'll get 29 damage on Dracula. How are we supposed to evade that, huh? We inflict damage on the priestess. Yes. Right. We heal a bit because we've got vampirism. Or why? Why did we heal? I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, end the turn.
How dare you attack me, mortal?
When a disciple is vulnerable and about to suffer damage, the devil protects it at the cost of as many diabolical essence as inflicted damage. If a disciple is not vulnerable and about to suffer more damage than its current health or spirit points, the damage surplus is cancelled. I have to read that again. When a disciple is vulnerable, like currently Dracula, and is about to suffer damage, the devil, which is the player, protects it at the cost of that many diabolical... Oh, okay. So the overlap... We would get 7... We would lose 7 diabolical essence now if the martyr would hit Dracula. If I still would have... Shut up! If I would still have 1 point and would get hit for 7, the surplus, which would be 6 points, would not be taken from the things. An attack hitting several times counts as many damage applications and can consume essence. Yeah. Okay, I see. By your own means? What?
Let's get down to business. The devil is in the detail.
So Dracula gets 5 points, so we don't lose 7 essence. That was not very efficient, but I wanted to try it because we can just do it. Right. What do we have? We have got health steal. Oh yeah, could have used that instead. Ah well, anyway. Let's see, the horseman. Oh, he steals health as well. Both. Wow. And I could use him again to apply damage, and then we have bleeding.
I'll have to cut your head off.
And that's at the end of their turn, I think. Each time they inflict damage, the holder... when they inflict damage. Bleeding works differently here than I anticipated. Fair enough.
What game are we playing?
Stabby.
Now you see what happens to those who resist me.
The animations are nice.
Take everything you can.
Skills have 3 levels of rarity: ordinary, wicked, and demonic. Lovely. When you obtain a skill for the 3rd time, the 3 fuse together to form a skill with the next level of rarity. So by focusing your character, you get faster. You get higher level skills faster. Afterwards, you will discover a skill with higher rarity for the same discipline. No, disciple. Ah, okay. Cool. So you need to know your skills a bit. That's okay. I don't remember what I picked last time. Yeah. It is absolutely very interesting. I hope they will go into early access soon, so I can monitor it a bit more, but this looks like something that I would also enjoy playing a lot. Well, we're gonna this is the bleeding heart, right? The risk, letting him get vulnerable and then do double damage with this. It's just, I think last time we took, alright, so I accidentally picked the third one. And now the three, you know, there were two of these in these slots, and I picked the third one, and now they fuse together, which opens up a slot. You know, as far as the first look can go, this is very good. Other games don't perform that well in under 1 hour. It's been 35 minutes now. Right, so this is our first upgraded skill, and it frees up 2 slots.
Take everything you can.
Another one. Damn. Oh yeah, right. After you level up a skill, the disciple gets to pick another one of a higher rarity. This is cool. Bloodlust, we can level that up. It's powerful. Yeah, cool. So that was the side area. I want to see this. I kind of want to see the Grim Reaper, so I'm going to spend the hour on this game. You can smell the noxious waters of the Styx even before you see the source. Pumpkins! The waters of the Styx bubble up in the form of fountains at certain spots spread around the world. You can use its waters to regenerate your diabolic essence or purge your disciples' negative traits. Negative traits? You can only withdraw energy from this source one time. Your disciples assemble around the altar, awaiting your orders.
Ah, the Styx, with the putrid corpses that crowd its waters.
Lovely. Like, you know, on the beach or at the river Styx. So we replenish, because we don't have...
I feel my strength increasing.
See, the amount of rubbing hands that happens while you play this is... yeah. Not bad at all. Slurp. Mr. Roboto? What's Mr. Roboto doing? An event.
Many humans lie dead among the roots of these trees. I quite like this place.
Ah, okay. I didn't make the connection. Right. Choose a disciple to pass the social tests and receive the associated traits at the end of the event. Okay. But how do I know what they need to be able to do? Well, the ruffian doesn't have any social skills to speak of. Some of them turn green. All right, the green things are the bonuses we would get at after the event. This looks good. No? Okay. A social event. Hey, Wiggles, welcome. He does not. He's the Headless Horseman. So all is as it should be. How's it going, Wiggles? Good to have you with us. Your disciples stumble upon a young man shooting at a straw target with a crossbow. He's startled when he notices them and points his weapon in their direction. I recognize you. My master told me about you. You're the devil's emissaries. I'm going to annihilate you. Haha, that's not what I've... That's not the follow-up I expected. I thought he would run or something. And become a legend in my own time. I'll be the greatest demon hunter ever. Yeah, maybe it's also especially for the demo to make sure that the people who spend like an hour or two on this don't miss anything. But sometimes tutorials are railroaded like this. Maybe it's also that you can turn it off after the first time, or it automatically turns off after the first time, so you don't need to do it more than once. And if you play it on your own time, it's much faster, by the way. You don't need 45 minutes to get to this point. Despite his boasting, the kid can barely hide the fact that he's shaking in his boots. You could almost feel sorry for him, but his naivete? How do you say that in English? Naivety? Oh god. Yeah, this word annoys you. There must be a way to use him to your advantage. Yes. The first time. Oh no, I don't remember. Well, if the closed captioning system picked it up, then it's all good. Observe the scene to gather more information. This kid already fancies himself the new Van Helsing, even though he'd never looked evil in the face until a few minutes ago. The time has come to let him taste the secret horrors only you know. Hi, my name is Headless the Horseman. As events unfold, you will have to make choices that influence how the story progresses and the rewards you will receive. Certain actions are social tests, and passing them depends on your disciples' characteristics. The actions that require a test have greater potential, but unless you cheat, you take the risk of failing them. Yeah, right. So cheating is good, because we are not really good at this. The Headless Horseman looks the kid up and down suspiciously. Kill it. Kill the apprentice. Turn the apprentice against the demon hunters. It's easy. This is the chance of success. And this on the left shows which of the social skills is being used. In this case, ruse. In this case, scaring. Yes. Okay. The nave of a church. A bit of the eve at the end. Naivete. Naivete. Yeah. That's hard. I need to hear it. My brain works with the hearing. Let's have a listen. Listen, even.
Naivety.
Naivety. What? I would never pronounce it like that.
Naivety.
It's so long. Naivety. You want to hear the German?
Die Naivität.
Right? It sounds so much stick up your ass that you can really see it.
Naivety.
Naivety. Yeah, I guess it depends on how much French you had in your brain before, right? Sorry, I need to check this out.
Naïveté.
That's the French version. So it's very close to the English, actually. So the Germans are butchering it. It's confirmed.
Naïveté.
The first E is silent. You can't hear that one.
Naïveté.
And now we go back.
Naivety.
Naivety. So I'm going to try to remember that for 5 minutes. Sorry. Sometimes I need to listen to things to learn them. It's cool how much of an effort you guys make to write it out. So, that's really cool. I appreciate that. It's your best guess with the London accent. I think it's very close. The word is now decoded and we can all learn it. That's cheat.
You want something done right, do it yourself.
Yes. Slide it up to guaranteed win.
My power is absolute.
Oh, how tempting that will be to always go for the easy way. Scare him. The Headless Horseman infiltrates the apprentice's mind to make his worst nightmares come true. Shadow creatures begin crawling on the ground around him and over his skin. Anything goes when it comes to accomplishing my mission, even magic. And at my age, I'm very hard to impress. Congrats. It's a soldier's duty to master all the weapons in his arsenal. Okay. The Headless Horseman receives the following trait. Temptation, +1. +4 maximum spiritual points. Dracula received... Oh, they all got the bonuses. Oh. Powerful. Those Styx, River Styx encounters. Nice. Disciples sometimes react after some social tests, depending on their temper. Each disciple has more or less chances to react positively. A reaction can either only involve the disciple who just passed the test or be a conversation with another member of the team. Reactions generate a trait for at least one of the participants, either positive or negative, depending on the reaction's nature. Wow. Maybe they are trying to put too many things in this game. I don't care. I think it's super interesting. Definitely worth trying to make this a game that works. Livid with terror, the apprentice hunter tries to kill them, but they are only illusions and he can't even touch them. Finally, he falls to his knees before your disciple. Have pity! Make them stop! I'll do whatever you want. Hey Badger, welcome! The true London version would skip all the T's for no reason. He is at Headless Horseman's mercy. What? My brain's going liquid. What should we do with him? Send him off to share his nightmares with other humans. Ooh. Force him to betray the other demon hunters. That's even more evil. The Headless Horseman explains to the boy that the only way to make the creatures disappear is by killing the other demon hunters. Without a second hesitation, the apprentice takes off, running for the closest demon hunter refuge. It won't be long before the souls of those accursed upstarts are among your subjects. Yes.
Finally. Fresh souls to torment.
Fresh souls. They are currency for everything. Not really everything, but a lot. Traits are permanent and affect the social and combat characteristics of the disciple who obtains them. You can also receive negative traits when they fail social tests or show negative reactions during events. Negative traits can be purged in the fountains of the Styx, instead of recharging your overall life bar. Spellbook. The main page of the spellbook shows you the current state of each of your disciples, including skills, combat, and social characteristics, traits, and relics. Turn to the second page. The devil. You show the relics you possess that are not linked to a specific disciple and detail your demonic powers. Devil's powers. You can add or subtract one of the life bars. Remove a vulnerability status. Move a status. Recharge a skill. Oh, nice. For 3, that's cheap. Add a subtract 30% chance from a social or to a social test. Create a portal. Replace one secondary activity with another. Wow. Doing good, Badger. Thank you so much for asking. How about you? Are you holding up nicely? You can set someone as a leader. Of course we want Crazy Bloody Mary as leader. There's no question about that. You can see the traits here. That's a trait he received. A medium. An intriguing, talented ruffian without a head. Nice. Oh, very good. Oh yeah, Officer Badger. He's dishing out the parking tickets. He's dishing out all the parking tickets. So, if you don't yet follow Spoonfed Badger, you should follow his channel because he's one of the people who plays the Police Simulator or Lawn Mowing Simulator or other games that I am too afraid to try. So he's a very brave person, and it's fun to watch those streams. Also the other streams he does, but those I enjoy the most. Sorry.
Awaits my judgment.
Trying to work out who is speeding. Okay, why does it also... Oh no, it doesn't go that way. Let's go up here. I want to meet the Grim Reaper. I want to see what I can buy with the souls I reap. In this secret meeting place, hidden from mortals, your disciples meet with the Grim Reaper. It's time to do some business. Yeah. Numerous eyes observe you from underneath the Grim Reaper's hood. You have no idea what he does with all the souls he collects, but as long as he respects the deals he makes with you, it's not your concern.
Ah, a conductor of souls.
Yes.
All those innocent souls I harvested will finally be of use.
He can also increase the rarity of his skill. Ooh. He needs to keep the skill until the next time you meet him. Oh, you can... Oh, long-term investment. Banking with the Reaper. A cursed helmet. Gives you one maximum action point. Oh. But the wielder, or the wearer, the holder even, gets double damage. So the Headless Horseman could get a helmet. All your disciples earn +2 in their social characteristics. And Zephyr. Whoever holds Zephyr gets +2 haste. That's an enhancement for the beginning of the combat. Right. A Lunatic Strike. Deplete the skill with the lowest action point cost. Interesting. Transforms received healing into damage. The Headless Horseman. Damn. The abilities are pretty cool. It is a lot to take in, though. It's not as easily to you know, it's not super approachable. All the while, it seems super approachable. I'm not sure how to point it out more precisely, but yeah, there you go. I think it's super easy to start this up and think it's cool, and then find out, okay, there are 6 different statuses, and if I have it already, and okay, all right. There are a lot of things you need to know to play this efficiently, but maybe you don't need to play it efficiently. Maybe you just need to play it. Oh, here, inflict spirit damage. This looks good. Let's level that up and put it here. Awesome. Buy a relic. Even more than skills, relics are powerful assets that help you progress. Yeah, no problem. You definitely need more viewers for the streams you do. Because they are all missing out. These can be obtained from the Grim Reaper and during certain events, okay. One way to upgrade the rarity of a skill is to leave it to the Grim Reaper. The skill you leave will not be in your disciple's inventory anymore. You can find a reminder of that skill next to the minimap. I want to give him this one, just... yeah. Because then I've got more room to level up the others, while this one levels up on its own. Costs 20 souls. We still have 200 souls. I'm not allowed to shop more. Yeah, the Shadow Hook awaits the return. Chapter 1. Go to the Sanctuary of Sanctua. Must I? It has such a silly name. I wonder if you can find secrets while walking about. I don't think so. I don't think so. Aroo! And now we've got a path that splits. Nice. That would be another event. Okay. So, that was an hour. And we saw most of the... I think maybe all of the basic mechanics of this game. And it's a lot. I find it very, very nice, though. It's a very interesting... and probably also very challenging game. And it's exactly up my alley, but it's probably nothing I would stream. I would heavily recommend this for fans of synergy twisting strategy games, for example. It is a super cool concept. I really like this. Rogue Lords. Not Roblox. Rogue Lords. I'm trying to use the closed captioning system, and it Rogue Lords doesn't compute. Easy wish list. Awesome. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. Back to the Devil's Lair. You see how many...
I don't have many disciples left to send to the surface.
Right?
My influence is a mere
6
shadow
more.
of what it was before. I must assemble my followers.
So you get 6 more disciples to unlock, and you can, or might have to, mix them in a way that works without them fighting with each other, getting negative traits all the time. Wow. Rogue Lords. I will definitely keep my eye on this. And maybe I do, you know, when it gets released, I might just do another stream of this, because it's